Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Good Day Arlington live on NBC Sports Chicago. Howard Sudberry live along with Alyssa Ali, and we have a new addition to our set today, that gigantic bell next to you. I'm going to explain that real quickly. Every once in a while, like Alyssa puts together our marketing calendar, and I might mess up a date or make a mistake or something like that, and she glares at me. So now we have a way to keep track, right?
I'm glad you noticed the glares.
And I made one, yeah, well, how could I miss them? But I made a kind of a mistake the other day. It was a natural one, but we have a Dino Day coming up.
I wouldn't have made it, but
right?
okay, natural.
And I said Dino, who was the dinosaur that... There it was.
It's not Dino Day, it's Dino Day.
It's Dino Day.
Dinosaur Day.
Anyway, so you're gonna keep track, ringing the bell if I make a mistake. And
you might be hearing the bell a lot,
I
folks.
think I'm going to go clean the rest of the show, I can tell you that. We saw some fast horses last week, Alyssa. I got a quick story. You'll love my stories. Speaking of speed, I read recently...
Can I do the bell for your story?
No. I read recently that a guy, I think it was up in Minnesota, got pulled over for going 100 miles an hour. And the cop pulled him over, and his excuse was that he wanted to get to Taco Bell before it closed. So... the cop might have thought that was kind of humorous, although dangerous, but I'm sure he still got the ticket.
That's a good reason, though. I'm not going to lie.
That's a very creative excuse to come up with. But speaking of speed, we saw it last week with the 36th running of the Arlington Million, won by Robert Bruce, that we both picked.
Howard, is a very, very exciting day. So in case you missed it, let's take a look back at the 2018 Arlington Million.
They're in the gate. And they're off in the 2018 Arlington Million. Striding on the outside and gearing up for a run. Robert Bruce and 24/7. It's Century Dream. Here comes Cacho and DA between horses. On the outside is Almanar. And here's Robert Bruce, who's charged up to the lead. It's Robert Bruce. Robert Bruce has won the Million.
So Howard, we saw the end of that piece there. Robert Bruce's name being engraved into the trophy. What a special day. And funny that actually you, I, track announcer John Dooley, our racing analyst Noel, and Eddie Olchek, who was on Good Day Arlington with us last Saturday, all picked Robert Bruce in the Million. So not too much weight on the jocks or the horse's shoulders.
No, not too much. We got it right, and he was not the favorite. He was the second choice in the race, so we're proud of that. But it was a great day. and we're already planning next year's Arlington Million in August, so we can't wait for that. Let's talk sports right now. Hey, the Cubs, in their long history, they made some history in the last couple of days. They won 2 consecutive games, 1-0, both on solo home runs. Here is Fred Hubner now with our Sports Center update.
For the second night in a row, the Cubs got a solo home run. Great starting pitching, and it was just enough to beat the Pirates 1-0 in Pittsburgh. Kyle Schwarber went deep. Cole Hamels with his 4th straight great outing since joining the Cubs. And a Major League Baseball record-tying 7 double plays certainly helped. With Mike Montgomery going on the disabled list, Tyler Chatwood starts tonight at 6:05. Cubs leading the division now 4.5 games over Milwaukee. St. Louis 5 back. On the south side, White Sox put up 7 runs in the 7th inning for a 9-3 win over the Royals. Jose Abreu with 3-run homer. Tim Anderson 3 for 3 with 3 runs scored, and Nicky Delmonico had a 3-run homer and drove in 5. James Shields 7 innings for the win. Dylan Covey gets the start tonight. Chicago Bears played their 3rd preseason game tonight in Denver against the Broncos. WNBA, the Chicago Sky are at Indiana at 3 o'clock. In soccer, the Chicago Fire head to Montreal to try to snap their 8-game losing streak at 6 o'clock. Women's soccer, the Red Stars travel to Portland. From the ESPN 1000 Sports Desk, I'm Fred Hubner.
9 races today live at Arlington, beginning at about 1:20. Alyssa, how's the weather going to be?
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful now. We did have a lot of rain come through early on in the week, but we're looking at a high about 83 degrees today. Howard, as you said, our first race here at Arlington at approximately 1:20. Our gates open at noon. Today is Cords and Colts, live bands throughout the facility, so a great day to join us at Arlington.
All right, get your bell ready in case I make a mistake.
Okay.
We're going to take a break right now. The Arlington Million is over, but the fun is not. It never ends. If you haven't been to one of our Party in the Park After Dark events, you're missing out. Don't miss 90s night on August 31st. Racing starts at 3:15. The party continues after racing with a live band. Check out the VIP ticket at arlingtonpark.com. Good Day Arlington is brought to you in part by the preferred vodka of Arlington, Tito's Handmade Vodka. And coming up next, he was always one of my favorite bears and one of our favorite people. Des Clark will give us his take on this year's team and talk some horses on Good Day Arlington. Welcome back to Good Day Arlington on NBC Sports Chicago. Howard Sudberry, Alyssa Ali, now joined by Desmond Clark, former tight end with the Chicago Bears, number 88. You played 12 seasons. You played with Denver, Miami, and the Chicago Bears.
Yes.
And You had 242 career receptions with the Bears, second by tight end for the Bears to
Mike Ditka.
Mike Ditka.
Yes,
That's
yes.
obvious, right.
Yes.
Des, whenever I have a former player on, you're still a young guy. Is it out of your system yet? Do you still get the itch on Sundays? Do you miss
no,
the game?
It's totally out of my system.
It is.
Yes. Someone asked me, hey, do I get that itch around camp time? And that's the time to not get the itch.
Yeah, I believe
that's
that.
the time that we all wanted to skip anyway.
Yeah, that's true. You were a 6th round draft pick, correct?
Yes.
When you're a 6th round pick, how confident were you that you were going to make the team and have a 12-year career?
I wasn't confident at all. When I went into training camp and I seen Shannon Sharp and Byron Chamberlain and Dwayne Caldwell, they called him House. It's like, there's no way in heck I'm going to make this team. But some type of way I made it, and I got some good advice, and those guys, they helped me to acclimate to the NFL game.
What is the best advice that you got?
It was from a scout.
Okay.
Because when I went there, I was looking at everybody, and I was thinking, I can't run as fast as Shannon Sharp. I'm not as strong as House. His name is House.
Yeah. How can you be as strong as a guy named House?
Yes, and I'm not as skilled as Byron Chamberlain. I never played tight end before. But a scout told me, he said, look, I want you to go back, and I want you to ask yourself how good you want to be. And then he said, do the hard part. Be honest with yourself and say, how good am I now? And every day work on one thing to get better.
I love
And that piece of advice helped me throughout my entire career.
Huh. And what would you have done if you hadn't made it in the NFL? Had you thought about that a lot?
No, luckily I didn't have to think about that.
Yeah,
but
right.
I always wanted to be impactful for people. And my thought was one day I would be a school teacher. But that never happened. I don't know if that would have been, but that was my thought when I was younger.
Sure.
Yes.
Alyssa, you love it when we go back in the time machine. So when I was working at CBS and I go in the locker room,
Here we go.
Yes.
we'd have an hour to do interviews, and I'd get mine done, and I'd go sit next to Des, and I'd have a program, and we'd look through at the horses. So you've had an interest in horse racing for a long time, haven't you? A fascination.
I have. Coming from Florida, you know, the Tampa, St. Petersburg area is big in horse racing. So, but where we connected, I was a dog race guy, and you really turned me into the horse racing fanatic that I've become over the last few years. But no, I always had an interest in racing, and I would like to get into it more. But I need you to bring me into it more, Howard. You don't contact me enough about the horse racing.
Oh, I can teach you. Alyssa can too. We can get you a horse too, can't we?
Yeah, I was going to say, you want to own one?
I don't know. I don't know. See, y'all getting me in trouble right now.
You're a financial advisor now,
Yes,
right?
and I heard
Would
they're
you
expensive.
financially advise yourself?
No, I heard they're expensive.
They're expensive.
Yes, and
It costs a lot of money every month, but they do run for money.
they do, but they
So-
have to win.
Yeah.
They have to win.
Yes,
That's exactly
yes.
right.
That's the hard part.
So that's the
Yes.
pressure on Alyssa and I.
Yes.
We have to get you a winner. All right, we're going to continue this as we take a break on Good Day Arlington, visiting with Des Clark. And summer's flying by, and we're kicking off September in a fun way with September Fest on September 1st. We'll have German-style entertainment. We have a September Fest all-inclusive VIP ticket that is a great deal. Find out more at arlingtonpark.com. Good Day Arlington is brought to you in part by the Daily Herald. For the best in local news, sports, and weather coverage, get the Daily Herald. And up next, we're not quite finished with Des. We're going to find out a way to get him a racehorse. We're back after this. Welcome back to Good Day Arlington on NBC Sports Chicago. Howard Sudberry, Alyssa Ali, and former Chicago Bear tight end Desmond Clark. And Des, what's the greatest memory of your career when you look back?
It's definitely playing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
The first part of the Super Bowl.
you're right.
Not the ending. But
Yeah.
no, it was just amazing to be on that stage. As a kid, you see that, and this is the grandest stage you could be on as a football player. And I had the opportunity to play on that stage. And regardless if we didn't win, it was still an exciting time for me in my life.
You were in the locker room, obviously, at halftime. I was lucky enough to be outside. Do you remember who the entertainment was, the halftime show?
Of course.
Prince.
Yeah, Purple Rain. And it's
Purple Rain.
it's the only Super Bowl that it rained in the history of all Super Bowls.
Yes.
And it's because of Prince.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
It was an unbelievable show, as you might imagine.
Yes.
And they got off to a great start, but it was still an accomplishment to get to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. NFC championships, I could live with that.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Des, Brian Urlacher was inducted recently into the Hall of Fame. What are your
Yes.
thoughts on Brian as a teammate, as a person?
That was something to see, going to the Hall of Fame, see him getting inducted. As a teammate, I had chill bumps listening to him talk. A lot of things that I didn't know about him that he said during that time. But as a teammate, one of the better teammates that I've ever had. Has to be up there, 1A, 1B, 1C. But he's just a guy that everybody wanted to be around. And even though he was on another level, he always treated people the same. So that's something that you could say about Brian. He was a great player, but he was an outstanding person also.
Who do you think the best player who you've played with or even against?
The best player?
Yeah.
Probably the guy who went into the Hall of Fame with him, Ray Lewis. I actually played with him in high school. So,
Did you?
Yeah, so going to Canton, I got double the pleasure.
Wow.
But Ray Lewis is definitely one of the top guys that I ever played with and played against. Yes.
So, Desmond, when guys finish their NFL career, a lot of them are lost, don't know what to do. You're in the financial world, so tell us a little bit about what you do now.
So I'm a financial advisor with Mass Mutual, and really I just focus on listening to people and understanding where their pain is at, what they're trying to get to a certain level with their finances, and then it's up to me to put that puzzle together. And then I have an entire team of people that help me do that. So when people think financial advisor, they think numbers, this, that, and that, but it's really about the human relationship and really listening to people and understanding what they're trying to get accomplished, and then taking that back to the team and putting that puzzle together for them.
Did you learn from mistakes the guys made in the NFL when they're handed all these huge checks and make all this money and they buy everything in sight? Did you learn immediately from that I can't do that?
From those guys or from myself?
Well, you made mistakes yourself then.
I made mistakes myself, and I tell people all the time, especially when I'm just getting to know someone, the reason why I'm in the financial industry is because I got scammed out of $750,000 myself. And it's not because, I did anything wrong.
Yeah.
I just trusted the wrong person. And when you are hiring a financial advisor, you're trusting that man or woman to do right with your money.
Sure.
And it wasn't a financial advisor. It was a guy who had his own company, and we did some private placements.
Wow.
And while I'm focused on football, I didn't have anybody focused on this deal over here. So me and about 30 other guys in the NFL got taken advantage of.
Well, that's terrible, but you've recovered. You're doing well now. And Alyssa and I are going to work on getting you a four-legged investment.
Yes. And can we win $750,000 out here today?
That's a discussion for later. I can tell you that. Des, enjoy the races. Come out early and often. I know you love it out here. You love Arlington, and we
love bringing the kids out here too.
Yes,
yes.
it is a great place for kids, no question. So thanks for being on with us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You're always a wonderful guy to talk to. All right, Arlington has been a great family place, as we're talking about, since it opened. And a great day for the kids is September 2nd when we send our mascot, Arlie, back to school. We'll have a school supplies drive, and kids get to parade out on the actual racetrack. And they can get their picture made with our mascot, Arlie. This portion of Good Day Arlington is brought to you by the official hair and makeup artist of Good Day Arlington, and that is International Hair Designs in Lake Forest. And we'll continue on Good Day Arlington after this with a sneak peek at Arlington's Got Talent. Welcome back to Good Day Arlington on NBC Sports Chicago. Howard and Alyssa, and Arlington Million is over, but we got a lot of fun left, and we're looking for talent, and we found some, haven't we? This is going to be fun.
We really did, Howard. Tomorrow, Sunday, is our first time doing this. It's an event called Arlington's Got Talent, and here's a sneak peek at some of the young performers that will be performing tomorrow. That was awesome to see all of the talent that will be showcased tomorrow here at Arlington for Arlington's Got Talent. How are there prizes for win, place, and show? So that's a lot of talent right there.
It'll be fun. Did you have any special talent when you were a young kid? Did you play any instruments or sing or anything?
How young are we talking?
I don't know, 8, 10, 12?
I mean, I could ride a
5,
horse.
6?
I could play the flute. 5, 6, no, I had nothing.
Really?
Why? What are you getting at?
I was just
Are you
curious.
asking me, trying to make sure I ask you what your
I was
talent
curious
was?
because yeah, you could ask that, but
What was your talent, Howard?
I could ride a horse.
Yeah.
I rode a horse when I was little. You're not impressed by
No.
that? I was pretty good on a skateboard. I was a skateboarder.
Really?
Yes. I used to go down my parents' driveway and hit the bottom, and there was a bump at the bottom, and fly up in the air and land on it. That was pretty cool. That's what's wrong with my head.
Yeah, now we know.
Yes.
So many questions answered now.
Yes.
So
I don't know how interesting it is, but what do we got coming up?
So a lot of upcoming events, Howard, are racing all the way through September 22nd. But I think the point you're trying to make, while we may have been talented as young children, definitely not as talented as what we saw here and those submissions. So that's coming up again tomorrow. But a lot of events through September 22nd. Howard, let's take a look at next weekend to see what we do have in store. We'll, of course, have our Value Day on Thursday. Then it's Miller Lite Party in the Park Time on Friday, August 24th. And then on Saturday, we have Chicago Wolves Day, Howard. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we like to celebrate horses and hockey, and we have Troy Murray is going to be out here, so we're excited about that. But Chicago Wolves Day coming up.
And then something by the name of Dino Day on August 26th.
Or Dino Day.
No, we're going to go with Dino.
Yeah, Dino, as I said, was the name of the dinosaur on the Flintstones. Did you watch the Flintstones?
Not really. I know what
No?
you're talking about,
Yeah,
though, for
I know what
once.
you're talking about, okay. All right, we pick a horse every day. We're doing the third race today. We have a competition, which I'm leading. There's a debate by how far ahead I am. But anyway, who's your horse today in the third race?
We're taking a look at the third race. As you said, we are on the turf today, so I'm going the number 2 in here, Gary Park, who defeated Easier last out. But I think with the speed scenario in here, we'll do well being one of the horses that will be up front. So the number 2, Gary
You're
Park
going
for me.
with the speed with Gary Park, the 2. You have a chance in there. 9-2 on the morning line. I'm on the rail with Summer Castle,
Nice.
who is 4-1, trained by Chris Block, and is going to be chasing you down toward the end. As we keep saying, the Arlington Million was fabulous last week. We had over 30,000 people. Eric Pasley played a concert. People really enjoyed that. But a lot of racing and a lot of fun events to go.
All the way through the end of September. Let's check in with our track announcer, John G. Dooley, for a sneak peek at next week.
Next week on Good Day Arlington, Howard and Alyssa are joined by renowned singer, best known for his rendition of the country's national anthem at Chicago Blackhawks games, Jim Cornelissen. Oh, say can you see?
Jim is a great guest. Thanks to Des Clark today, Alyssa Ali, Howard Sudberry. We'll see you next week on NBC Sports Chicago at 11 o'clock. Thanks for watching.